AI art, that's a bit of a controversial topic these days, as depending on who you talk to, it's either the creamy spawn of the devil itself or the next best thing since the last best thing. The truth is, as always, most probably lying somewhere in the middle. And it will be up to the individual themselves to decide where they stand on the AI issue going forward. Personally speaking, I fully endorse supporting actual artists whenever possible. However, I also believe toying around with the AI itself isn't in fact a sin. It is clearly a great resource for workshopping ideas, fine-tuning those concepts that you maybe haven't quite mastered yet. And of course, it's actually fun to just play around with the technology. And that's what we will be doing in this video, playing around. I wanted to have some fun playing in the gap between what I, as a semi-functional human, could conceive, idea-wise, and how those ideas were then interpreted by this strange and alien technology. So what we are doing in this video is we are making light novels. There will be 10 in total, and I will be pitching them to Kai, or Clear and Sweet, to see whether or not I am onto something or whether I am in fact a creatively bankrupt degenerate who needs to retire to his cave for some self-reflection and some self-loathing. Here's a quick example. This light novel I titled It's 2055, Why Aren't the Sex Robots Sexy Yet? This is what I got. Not exactly what I had in mind, but not bad either. As you can see, the AI did a pretty good job of taking my pitch and giving it a visual form. Anyway, enough peddling bullshit. Let's get to the video. And I am joined by Kai, Clear and Sweet. I have summoned you today to help me sort through my dubious light novel titles. So first of all, if anyone wants to follow Kai, it's at Clear and Sweet.
Yep, YouTube and Twitter at Clear and Sweet. Yep.
Also, if you like Kai's timber, he does have a channel and he does have a podcast, which I am also a member of. So I'm going to ask Kai 3 questions. The questions are, what does he think this light novel is about? Literally judging a book by its cover. The second one will be guess a title. I think there is almost 0% chance of getting any of them right, but you never know. There could be a moment of synchronicity where our minds connect across the multiverse and boom, you actually word for word get one of my stupid light novel titles. And then I'm going to ask you, do you believe this is a viable light novel title? Like if someone hit you with this, say, oh, they're adapting this light novel into an anime, would you be like, yeah, I can buy that? You can give me like a, I can't believe it's not a light novel for anything above a 5 out of 10 in plausibility, and anything that's way too implausible, you can just give me like, I totally can believe that is not a light novel.
You're fulfilling my fantasy of wanting to be a publisher and getting to hold all the purse strings and fund your light novel.
All right, this is cover 1.
Okay, let me preface this by saying I've literally read maybe like 3 light novels in my entire life, but I have seen an anime, and that anime was called Black Rock Shooter, and this looks a fuck ton like Black Rock Shooter. I'm going there. I don't think you included that wording in the exact light novel title, but I think the AI kind of found something that looked pretty close to Black Rock Shooter. I think what's in this title, Demon Lord. The Demon Lord is a lolly. That is very important. And we also see her in some type of prayer. I'm going to say I joined the Church of the Demon Lord Lolly.
I like the fact that you said the Demon Lord Lolly was important. It wasn't important, but it was a good guess. Just to stress that. The lolly part was not important to me. I'm not getting into those weeds as well as AI weeds.
Several landmines that we have to navigate
just
around.
Tiptoeing it like shattered plates at a Greek wedding. So the title actually was My Neighbor is a Black Metal Princess, and I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Obviously, there were some liberties taken by the AI. Nothing really suggests that she was necessarily a black metal princess, other than the fact that she's possibly a demon princess, and that's quite black metal. I did like the fact you mentioned churches, because there's one thing black metal artists hate, it's churches. So maybe she was coming back from burning a church down. Who knows? So I'll give you my pitch on this one. I was basically thinking this was a slice of life. It's kind of popular right now where you have this beige, tap watery pro tag when he meets this quite outlandish female character and they sort of hit it off.
The manic pixie dream girl. No, I completely understand, and I get what you're selling me here.
I imagine the demons are around her at all times, but they're not necessarily literal demons, but they're representative of her current mood.
I'm going to take a pass on this one. I don't think the AI deciding that your neighbor was 11 years old was a good idea.
Yeah, I didn't love that either. You know, I didn't say princess 19 to 34. So, lesson learned.
On your fantasy AI girl dating app, yeah, you got to select that checkbox.
Sorry, Black Metal Princess, you have been shadow realmed. On to number 2. We went all sad boy for this one.
Yeah, I think this one's actually maybe the most straightforward. I think you said something about a sad clown. Maybe something like the day the circus closed.
Okay, you're actually not a million miles away. It's called Goto the Circus Boy is Feeling Melancholy.
Yeah.
I was very surprised and happy that this is what I got. I wanted something with sad boy energy, and then I wanted like a contrasting visual. And a sad clown is hardly original, but Jesus, I had like an evening to shit these things together. The strength of some of them are going to vary in terms of quality.
I do really like this cover. This image is good for what you're going for here, but my personal biases keep me from approving your application for sad boy clown anime.
I'm doing like a little bit of fanfic here. Do you think the Demon Princess would hit it off with a sad clown?
You're making a light novel verse, I see. It would be an odd couple vibe because I foresee the princess being very upbeat. So yeah, it would be a good dynamic.
They can be together endlessly in the eternal dark that is the rejection bin. Number 3, I'm going to tell you right now, this is impossible to get. Let's just say it don't look like what it is.
Okay. I'm seeing immediately with the diffused light and the lens flare and the different colors coming off the thing, I'm seeing the word cyber. And I'm thinking maybe this pretty anime girl here, maybe she does not exist. So I'm going to say I used AI to construct my dead wife. There you go. That's it.
And by the way, just for clarity, there you go. That's it is also in the title, just because you need that extra shelf space. We know how the light novel industry goes. I'm not going to lie. You were getting kind of weirdly close. My jaw was about to drop. It is My Anxiety Took a Physical Form and She Lives With Me Now.
Oh, that's fun. I like it.
I've even got volume 2 and 3 in my mind, right? So what happens after volume 2? Guess what shows up? Different emotional states. So I'm thinking like really depressed Inside Out. So anxiety shows up, trauma will come, loneliness, everyone's favorite, regret. And they're all just going to live in this house with this one dude. It's basically a harem.
I don't know how I feel about that. I will actually be also throwing this one in the dustbin. Sadly, the concept is good. Execution is gonna be weird. Yeah, it would be a little too confusing.
Number 4. I feel like you might pass this one.
Oh, give me a hint if you can.
We talked about it earlier.
In our objectionable material list, we have AI art and we also have cryptocurrency. My favorite cryptocurrency became sentient and now it's represented by an anime girl.
Now that would be good for the last one, but I wouldn't do the same gag twice. I put a little bit of effort in. This is Life on the Blockchain. All routes lead to doom.
Oh, fun. Okay.
Now, I'm not sure how to execute this one because it really was just I started with the title and then failed to work backwards.
We're going to mint this as an NFT. We're going to sell a couple copies of this. I'm a little more friendly towards the blockchain and cryptocurrency, but you're going to need to flesh it out. You're going to need to give me a story. You're going to need to move my emotion, tug at my heartstrings to get me to open the purse strings here.
He's a harsh critic. 4 out of 4 in the bin. I feel like he's going to find one that he falls in love with. Maybe it's the next one. Cover 5.
This is legendary. I love this.
There's no ambiguity about this one. The story is in the title.
Yeah, I gotta feel that this is one of those isekais where they give you the entire plot in the title. So I'm gonna say, I went for a hike and then fell off a cliff to my death, and then I was reincarnated as a lizard in my next life, and now I need to go eat all the flies.
Etc., 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 etc.
Just try to keep going. I don't know what lizards do.
It was not an isekai. So the title is, hear me out here. Yes, he is a lizard, but he's also a successful art dealer. The way I have this imagined is that he's literally like the only anthropomorphic animal in the entire world. People react funny to him. It's like, oh my God, it's a lizard man. But he's actually a quite high functioning member of society and he's a successful art dealer.
Listen, I know nothing about lizards and or the high art world, but I'm pretty certain they wear like jackets and suits when you go to a fancy art auction.
Got a turtleneck on. Does anything scream art is quite like a turtleneck?
Okay, that's fair. I thought those were scales.
Am I going 0 for 5?
I like the concept. However, yeah, no, I'm going to dumpster this. I don't know. I need more. I need more here. I need something more on the lizard. He needs to have like a personal trauma or something.
On to number 6.
Oh, this is super cool. I think 1, she's an android. 2, she's definitely bound or chained. So I'm thinking maybe an android bound to service rebels against her creation.
Okay. That's a quite literal title. Mine was a little bit more fun. I don't know. Actually, no, I say it was a little bit more fun. It actually was way darker, but it might have got more fun. The title was, I've been chained to a radiator for 6 weeks now and we're growing attached.
Okay.
I guess the radiator is literally becoming one with this waifu.
Okay, so it's not a physical attachment, it's an emotional attachment.
It could be both.
I like that.
In my mind, the attached part was kind of emotional and physical. You know, you could read it either way. Does she get funky with the radiator, or is she becoming one with the radiator? Why not both?
That said, I don't know if you know this, but most of North America, at least, doesn't have radiators anymore.
It's set in Ireland.
Yeah, for an Irish audience, nobody else is going to get it.
You're going to dump this one, right?
Yeah, sorry. I almost got there.
All right, number 7.
I'll tell you right now, I love this text, first of all, with the BB. I'm hoping maybe we can workshop this title into 2 words that start with B. I'm seeing an anime girl holding a beaker or cup filled with some brown liquid. Let's go with the hardest medicine to swallow is the one that's the best for you.
Good guess, but 9. It is 9 years as a drunken tooth fairy. Semicolon, the boozy tooth. I had an image of sort of like a Gretzko style comedy where she was a tooth fairy, but she was also like a fun kind of anime alcoholic, not like a real alcoholic, not like the sad kind of mess that comes with that. So what do you think?
I kind of like this. Say the title again one more time. What was it?
9 years as a drunken tooth fairy, semicolon, the boozy tooth.
The only thing holding me back from approving this right now and sending it over to my contacts, what are your adventures?
So I'd imagine you start off like the classic Tim Allen Christmas movie, The Santa Claus, where she sort of gets, not isekai'd, but she inherits her tooth fairiness.
Her uncle dies. He has a lot of debt that she takes on because she's the last living relative. She needs to find work quickly. She sees an ad for tooth fairies.
It always ends with her being a mess, going to the bar, the boozy tooth.
The boozy tooth.
And just sort of decrying her existence as a tooth fairy. We have to throw like a colorful cavalcade of characters in there as well. Like maybe there's other tooth fairy. Is that the plural of fairy? I don't know. Fairies.
I think it's just fairies.
Fairies.
We're thinking that. We're halfway to panty and stocking here.
That became an anime.
Which is why I will actually be approving this one. I think we can get this made. Can I say we're going for a Josei demographic?
Yeah.
She's got to also have a messed up relationship.
Maybe she has like a crush on her boss who's a little bit older and asexual, but also like gorgeous and swathy at the same time. I don't think it's ever going to happen, is what I'm saying. At least not canon-wise. We'll leave that to the fan fics. All right, the next one. Yeah, I don't think you're going to pass this one, but you might.
This one's interesting. I believe this to be an elf girl, and I choose to believe this is an elf girl.
I'm going to give you a little bit of a hint, okay? Maybe ignore the elf part. I don't know why she's an elf.
Yeah, why not an elf?
I always say, no matter what the problem is, this can be improved with elves. I say that. Like, I'm an elf guy. The AI somehow sensed that in my fingertips as I was typing it in, because there's nothing in the prompt has got to do with elves.
Wow, okay, that's kind of a bombshell revelation that you just dropped there. I don't know how to take that, and that might affect our future dealings together. Okay, writing that down in my little Yata notebook.
Elf.freak.
Yeah.
Elf simp.
Now that's a light novel that I'm approving. So the only other thing that is even noticeable in this is the large heart symbol. Even though I know there's no elf, I'm going to say I was such an elf simp. The rainbow colors of love manifested in an elf girl.
The title of this light novel is I Want to Be a Hippie, but I Forgot How to Love.
Once again, I appreciate the idea. I would probably question the setting.
I think maybe this could be like modern Tokyo. She's just sort of like a space cadet. There's not really a movement with the hippies so much as she's just kind of a hippie.
Gotcha. What I'm going to say is that this is already a hard sell. Sorry.
You're in the bin. As we move to number 9. I actually believe number 9 could be a smash hit. I'm going to say it right now.
I see a very well-composed shot in a very not modern anime, but kind of drawn light novel-esque style, and a girl dancing with flowers in her hair. This one immediately screams to me tragedy, so I'm going to try and craft something that doesn't end well for this girl.
Aww, look at her though. You just want to root for her.
I'm going to say The Last Waltz.
Oh man, that's really depressing, because you're implying that she will die after this waltz, right? It's her last waltz.
Is it not a Your Lie in April type thing?
No. I had pure intentions for this one. So the title is Yes, I'm a Cabbage, but I Still Want to Dance.
Oh, I totally missed the cabbage. Damn, my dress analysis is poor.
And she does have like a soft green tint to her complexion.
Yeah.
In my mind, she's not literally a cabbage. In her inner monologue, she would refer to herself as like a cabbage. She's sort of down herself. Yeah. She's a little bit, we'll say, atypical for dancers. Maybe she's like short in stature, where they're all a little bit more statuesque. They're a little bit more cut from marble, like these Russian goddesses or whatever. But she still wants to be a dancer. And it's sort of like an underdog story where, despite the fact that she is a cabbage, quote unquote, she still wants to pursue her dream of dancing. And people kind of counter her out, but she has something. This one I just thought quirky, a lot of internal monologue. Really, this this one is going to thrive on how good this cabbage is at evoking empathy and a rooting interest in her.
I love the title and the concepts, and I think it matches perfectly with this light novel cover. This is a hard buy for me. I'm collecting all the volumes of this.
Nice. So number 10.
This is possibly my favorite. Even before I know the title of this or what you were going for here, I am approving this. This is perfect.
I actually did notice for the first time there seems to be a lot of cabbage on the table. Hopefully they're not eating our eponymous heroine from the previous issue. Completely unrelated cabbage, I should say. That was accidental.
Since you have not pulled the isekai on me so far, I am thinking this is restaurant at the edge of the world type stuff. I either visited or I started working at or I became some part of a restaurant where orcs are all vegetarian.
Oh god, dude, you were so close.
Okay, they're goblins, not orcs.
They are in fact goblins. The title is I opened a restaurant in another world and all my customers are goblins.
So the vegetarian thing just didn't come up?
I literally did not notice there was cabbage.
Oh no, I was like, that's the good part.
I had two major influences, and one was Restaurant to Another World. And the other one was Legends and Lattes, which is like a book that was released this year about an orc that opens a coffee shop. This is my most sincere attempt at making a legitimate, cynical light novel title.
I don't know if you want this to be a comedy. I assume you do.
Oh yeah, this is a comedy.
Okay. Then I'm insisting on the vegetarian restaurant.
I think a nice little fun thing here is if it ever gets adapted to an anime, I want the interstitials to be like little chibi cabbages sort of going like, bah, 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 you know? All right. So we got 3 out of 10.
3.
Shit, dude.
3.
Came home at the end there pretty strongly. There we go. That was our 10 adventures into the world of light novel creation. Maybe we should stick to our day jobs. Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll do 10 more in the future. Who knows? Make sure to go check out Kai's channel, Clear and Sweet. Make sure to check out the podcast.
And let me also say that if you're a publisher out there, get at Yata. These ideas are ripe. They're juicy.
They won't write themselves. If there's a cry out for one of them, maybe I could wet my whistle. And that is it. If you liked the video, please share which of the titles you think would make the best light novel in the comment section below. Hit like, hit share, hit subscribe, all that good stuff. Until next time, Ferris viewers. Bye bye. Love you, bye.